Redditors who got to live out a sexual fantasy and had it go horribly wrong. What happened? Slept with an older woman. Amazing. Then her soon-to-be ex-husband came in and punched me a few times. It was my birthday. I once ducked a chick and the only thing I was wearing was Velcro strap shoes. Nothing went wrong. I just wanted to share that. Today me and my GF had friends over and they were chill enough to have sex in the same room as us. I thought it would be a hot kinky type of thing, but I ended up getting super uncomfortable hearing them. Now I have the 10,000 yard stare and they are still here but clothed now. I think I ruined someone's threesome fantasy. I was delivering pizza at the time and got an assignment to a nearby hotel. I took the delivery to the room and knocked on the door. I waited a moment as there was a quiet shuffle on the other side. Then a girl in lingerie answered the door. The look on her face was something like amazement. She quickly shut the door in my face and I heard something like, "You better get it." So there I was standing confused outside a hotel room door waiting for the handoff. The guy comes to the door, opens it and stares at me for a moment. The girl is peeking under his arm. I'm like, "Here's your order. That'll be $23.42. They look at each other. Say, "Would you like to come in and join us for pizza?" I'm like, "No. I have more deliveries in the car. Thanks for the offer." They say, "Oh, okay." They give me money and I left. Got in the car and started driving to my next stop, and it suddenly hit me that they were probably playing sexy games, and the weird stare was that I wasn't a pizza delivery boy. Had a threesome with GF and cute girl from party. Had drank a lot of whiskey. Couldn't get hard. Most awkward night of my life. Why does God hate me? I wish it went better, but I was chased out of a house by the father and 3 brothers of the woman who was tied to the bed. We had wax, rope, ice and other stuff we thought would be cool, but that whole "they're going to be gone for 2 days" thing didn't work out. My stormtrooper costume crotch plate was destroyed. She went deaf in one ear and we were arrested. I made out with my hot cousin. She caught feelings and wanted to date. We awkwardly dated for a few months. I've seen that thing in movies where girls show up to their boyfriend's place wearing nothing but an overcoat and basically flash them when he answers the door. I decided to do this to my fiancé. I lived at home at the time and so couldn't actually leave the house naked. Besides, he lived pretty away from me. So I chose to wear clothes when I left, and I managed to snake those off me in the car. I knocked on his door and he didn't answer. I waited for a few minutes and tried the door. It was open. I opened it a bit and he was in the shower. So now I'm just standing in his living room naked with an overcoat on, which is becoming increasingly warm inside. I thought about what to do. He had seen me naked, so there was nothing exciting about just sprawling across his bed naked. That was a usual greeting. Nothing horrible happened. So I guess it may not apply here. But it completely ruined the fantasy for me. I slept with my boss after years of flirting and sexting. The night of, he got so drunk he spilled beer on the bed, broke some furniture stumbling around, and peed on me in his sleep. I didn't stay the night. He avoided me for months. I don't hook up with co-workers anymore. Agreed to do an open marriage with my ex-wife. The thing is, I was only doing it to save my marriage and didn't actually want to duck anyone else. I never did. My wife was just looking for a way to duck a guy she had met at school without the stigma of being unfaithful. A week into it, the uncle of the other guy, they lived together, came home drunk and tried to force himself on her. I said that was the end of the arrangement, but she kept ducking him. We split soon after that. You know that kind of watery liquid that comes inside packs of feta cheese? That's what pee tastes like. So I also ruined feta cheese for myself. Had a threesome with a couple. She cried because I made her orgasm and he couldn't. Things got really awkward and we never spoke again. Sorry, bro. Groundwork for like a year to get GF and coworker and threesome. Then when it was happening they wouldn't touch each other and it was basically one bout of sex while a third party judged and one bout of rope pushing. All the while I was paranoid about not upsetting either one. Then afterwards GF got super paranoid about me in work and I lived in fear of coworker telling everyone in work. Awesome. Bathroom sex after a hot steamy shower. I almost fainted because I was overheating so much. I just sort of stopped and sat down on the floor unable to get up and feeling really weak. We went back out and laughed about it. Peed all over a girl once. Should have done it in the bathtub and not in her bed. First time me peeing on someone. First time she tried it. We both really enjoyed it. Husband and I had a drunken foursome with our married friends. All would have went well without her husband. Honestly. Cause he nearly bit my nipple off. A little rough can be fun and all. But I'd like to keep all my body parts attached. Thanks. About 8 years ago I had a foursome with a buddy of mine. We had sex with 2 chicks. Bro fists in the middle. Everything. Well, it turned out I was one and done pretty fast and he was a stallion. After I laid there limp noodle he had to finish off my girl as well. The few times he told the story IRL he left that part out. Good all-around guy. Girlfriend and I at the time arrived early for our evening driving class in high school. Well, we were horny and a quickie ensued. Just as I was pulling it out for her to suck and swallow my load. The door opened. Made eye contact with our teacher as my girlfriend was about to put my john in her mouth. She turned and looked at the door and I proceeded to comb in her hair while maintaining a horrified awkward eye contact with my teacher. He just quietly shut the door. Teacher didn't say anything at all. But it was awkward for the rest of the semester. When I was younger, I had a GF who had this fantasy of having sex in a pool. Said it once and never came back up. Fast forward 2 months later and we go to the pool in my apartment building and enjoying the moment when she starts stripping. We make out and just as we get to the good part, the super co-med and pissed. He wasn't pissed THST he caught us. He was pissed THST he caught us on camera and so did the landlord. I was lucky enough to get off with a summer ban from the pool. 2 hot sisters at the same time. I got both of them pregnant. Best night of my life followed by the craziest 6 years since. I'm late but oh well. One time I bought a black corset and connected black pantyhose to it. Like a whole lingerie outfit with heels like the models at Victoria's Secret. I told my ex I had a special surprise for him. I changed in his bathroom and when I came out he just laughed at me. Never doing anything like that again. Lots of threesome answers so might as well add another. One girl was hotter than the other. But also better at sex. The oral part especially was painful when the second girl took over. Even worse, they weren't into each other, despite being friends. So it almost ended up being too much work. Still a fun experience, but didn't live up to the fantasy most guys have in their mind. Unless the girls are bi. I'd honestly rather be with 1 than 2. I hooked up with 3 girls at once and it was just very complicated. One was my then girlfriend and after too much alcohol she got extremely jealous. It was less than fun. Especially when you factor in the next morning. Fucking awkward. In high school, my ex and I are having shower sex for the first time. We think nobody's home. We're getting out of the shower and he opens the door and his mom is sitting at the table facing us as we get out. No towels. Just naked. The only words she had for us. I just hope that you two used a condom. We did. She called my mom. That was fun. Did mommy play once? GF did not play along appropriately and has since become obsessed with my relationship with my mother. Had a 3SOME and might never do it again. One of the girls was nervous so she overcompensated by acting like she was having great time by constantly laughing and joking around. Girls were uncomfy in condom sharing so had to switch a few times. We filmed it too and just watching the VID is awkward at times. 5/10. The dreaded threesome. Me and my gal get together with some pretty young lady, things get a little hot and heavy. Underneath the covers, hands inside both of them, things were fun and easy. Penetrating my girl from the front while making out with the other was easy. As soon as I penetrated the young lady, my girl made eye contact with me and fell apart crying. The thing is sexy, the sex and fun and all that good jazz. But when feelings are involved, it's a whole new ball game.